Okay, another highly used VS. Again, remember the word koi is a VS. It's a state of it's a condition that describes a situation, or in Hawaii we call a hopena. Yeah, and what a hopena, of course, is it is not an action. It's not a hana, but it's a result, perhaps, of a hana. Yeah. So the word koi simply means left, remains, what's left over, what's hasn't perhaps been consumed, hasn't been taken. And so the kind of general sense of what is left, what remains. And now as a noun form, you might be familiar with the word koina. Yeah, when something, what is the remainder? What is left, the koina. But koi as a painu means that something has be remained. So let's look at examples provided. Wahana mako ina mea a pau. So we did everything, right? Everything except for this. This which what? Remains. That's the condition. Except for this. So simply as a painu, that's its meaning, yeah, what is left. The next one, aole ikoi hokai kanaka. That one person, one human, wasn't remaining, wasn't left. Yeah. So just like the other VS, commonly also used with the akoi. Except for, yeah, until all that remains is whatever I'm going to say. And now the common words we have in Hawaiian. So let's look at some examples. And so koi, again, is a VS, means to remain, what's left. Yeah. We know a very famous song in Hawaiian, ua pau, wahala lako. Oops. Yeah, ua pau, wahala lako, that they're gone. They've passed on. Except for akoi no na pua. Akoi no, except for na pua, except for the flowers. Until all that remains are the flowers. So a common usage of koi, of course, is, there's that same just like pau. Yeah, a pau no na pua, until all the flowers are gone. A koi no na pua, until all that's left, until all that remains are flowers. Again, so the word koi has a very strong usage with that sense of but, except for, not counting. Yeah. So anytime in Hawaiian, as an expression, anytime I want to say except for something, a koi no, is a common phrase. A koi no okimo, except for kimo. A koi no kaupapa, except for my class. A koi no kualoha, except for my love. Yeah, it's a very common phrase that we use in Hawaiian. But again, the root word, until all that remains, a koi. Even other phrases like koi no nae, except nevertheless for whatever it might be. Yeah. It's not used commonly as a po'o. I am koi because of something. Doesn't really have that kind of usage mainly, but it's caught up in many of the so-called idioms or statements, especially when you try to say except for something or but for something. And the two most common ways this is expressed are these. Now, a common phrase actually taken from the Hawaiian Kingdom period, used heavily with land titles, for example. When what was called a condition of title upon lands during the mahele, when lands were passed out, and they wanted to reserve the rights of the so-called common citizen, meaning except for the rights of the common citizen. We have a very common akoi no nae, ke kuleana o kanaka. And this is a very important legal term you see on most, if not all, of the so-called land titles, very similar. Yeah. Except for the responsibility or the rights of the persons. And so when they were given title to lands, and lands were offered to the maka'ainana or even the ali'i when they received title through the mahele, and many times through the so-called documents, legal documents where title was passed, you would commonly see this condition of title in the bottom, which is a koi no nae, or koi no, a koi nae, ke kuleana kana, except for, provided for, except for, nevertheless, but, however, not counting, yeah, set to the side was the rights of the people. Mahalo.